Yeah, talking about last week, pretty much what I thought after the game is, some self-inflicted things that hurt us and kept us from winning that game, that we got to learn from and correct. Moving on to Cal, talented team. Defensively, they're playing really well. They got big physical kids that play hard. Offensively, they got really good runners. Doesn't matter who's at running back. They got good runners. Quarterback's talented. So it's going to be another challenge defensively for us this week.
Coach, could you elaborate on the self-inflicted wounds? Could you reveal
a little bit? Yeah. I mean, just the block punt was, two guys just didn't block the guy they're supposed to. As simple as that is. Putting the ball on the ground when we did and where we did. Those are just kind of two examples of things that we can't do. We can't have just complete busts, and we got to protect the football.
One thing I noticed last couple of weeks is players taking ownership, kind of putting the blame on themselves, no finger pointing. What have you seen behind the scenes as far as that goes and just the team's psyche, with the two-game skid?
Yeah, I think even in those two games, you saw, who they are character-wise. They don't quit. It would have been very easy, and I think a lot of teams would have, where we were at in the fourth quarter with as little time left, and for them to continue to battle, continue to play, and be 3 yards away from tying that game and hopefully sending into overtime shows the kind of character of the guys. They care, they want to get it right, and I expect them to come out and work hard to fix the things that have kind of plagued us the last 2 weeks.
Defensively, at the start of the game, it kind of mixed things up a little bit, brought another linebacker onto the field. How did you like that? What did you see out of that? Is that something you could continue to see yourself doing?
Yeah, it was really with what they were doing, the structure that we are normally in especially base defense. We went to a different structure, so we had more hats that could flow to the football. So it did help us, and it was good for what UNLV did. And just looking every week, it'll be, what's the best way to align to get those jobs done. But it did help us against UNLV.
I know he's just a freshman, but Dexter brings some physicality. He's a big guy. Are looking to get more snaps for him? Is that just part of what you're looking to do with that? Yeah,
I think every game he's kind of grown now. He went down in the UNLV game at the end, and that's why you didn't see him towards the end of the game. But he's going to continue because he's got a tremendous amount of talent. He's smart, athletic, physical. He's why we recruited him at inside backer and the type of player we want there.
That's not expected to be a long-term situation with him. He'll be back this week.
Yep.
Looking at Cal, they're in a little bit of a skid. What do you see that's just not quite working out for them the last month?
It's kind of very similar to our two-game deal. Is they're lost some close games at the end. I think 3 or 4 of them, a total of 9 points. So they played good teams and they played well. They just kind of came up short at the end of the game. So I think they're kind of looking for that same thing we are. We got to eliminate self-inflicted mistakes that in tight games and against good opponents will keep you from winning.
Coach, I have to ask you about Jam. I know fans are very curious. Do you expect him to play again this season?
The injury thing, and I talked about it was with a different media group. For me personally, I never like to talk about people's situation. I think it's up to Jam or whoever is hurt to address that. There's a lot of factors that lead into that. And I'm not even talking about whether Cal knows or not. It's not about that. It's just a personal thing for me. Whether he's playing or not, does he want people to know of his injury? Is he injured? All those different things. So that's kind of why I haven't answered that question.
Can you reveal whether or not he's had a medical procedure on whatever his injury is?
I think it'd be the same boat. Mm-hmm.
In that same regard, in regards to Jaden Robinson and Kobe Singleton, is there the expectation that they'll play this weekend?
We're hoping. Again, it's kind of week to week with them, and we're hoping that they will.
And with so many injuries you've dealt with, we talked to Olu earlier last week, and he revealed that he's playing with a torn labrum right now. Just kind of what does that say about the resilience of the team right now, and just kind of where they're at?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, and I've kind of talked about it before. One, that they're next man up. They do a good job of not letting those type of things affect their psyche about, it doesn't matter who's in. I made the comment, they're all on scholarship, they're all here to do a job, and so whoever is called on to do it's got to go out and get it done. That's why they're here. So there's no feeling sorry for ourselves about having some guys out. It's an opportunity for the guys that are getting to play.
And in the meantime, without Jam, whatever his long-term situation is, 76 plays on offense, Hankerson's on the field for 75 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about, you wanting to get Ala into the mix a lot more. How sustainable is playing 75 snaps for him, and
Yeah.
do you see Saladin's workload increasing?
Yeah, I don't think 75 is, and so we need to continue to push Sala to put him in moments where, we need to trust that he'll do it. And so part of it is he's got to continue to grow, and part of it is we got to trust him and put him in there and see it, because 75 is too much. Yeah.
Coach, when you looked at your defense, defending the run, did you feel like you took some steps forward to playing more of the kind of football you want to play? Does the film bear that out?
Yeah, there were definite improvements. It looked a lot of the times like we want it to look. There's still growth that needs to take place, but it started to look like we needed it to, and I think that's why we came up with some more stops against, probably one of the better offenses we played all year.
On Cal's defense, I mean, they take the ball away, they get to the quarterback, a lot of interceptions. Over the years, Justin and Peter have had good defenses. What kind of defense do they play to allow all of that to take place?
I think it's, one that when you play fast and you play physical and you're around the quarterback, good things are going to happen. And then they got good players that know their scheme and go. And so you see turnovers happen when you have that type of mentality on defense and those type of players.
What do you expect from Mendoza? What kind of a player is he? Is he someone you fear breaking out and running? Just a little bit of a scouting report on him.
Yeah, I think he's a talented passer. He doesn't necessarily look to take off and run, but he's more than capable of when he does. So I think that's a pretty good combination for a quarterback to have the athleticism to hurt you when he tucks the ball and takes off, but he does a nice job of keeping his eyes downfield and looking to make the throw first.
Looking back at the offense last game, especially that second half, what were the issues that you saw, and I guess what's the next step for that unit?
Yeah, that was unfortunate third quarter, because the first half, we were having some pretty good success moving the football and getting in the scoring position. We took too many sacks in the second half. That hurts. We had some guys that were open that we didn't get the ball to because of the pressure and because of that stuff. So that was kind of why it stalled out. We were behind the sticks the whole second half instead of being in front like we have been most of the season and in the first half.
One injury that you did get a guy back from was Alton Julian. I'm not really sure any of us expected to see him out there, but got a lot of run at nickel. Just kind of what did you see from him, and why does he fit kind of that role in the defense?
Yeah, it was good to get him back. And then kind of as we use him and how we use him will kind of determine on, how fast he gets back to being truly full speed, whether he's, up top or a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. But to get a guy like that back with his experience and leadership is good for us.
Jack Conne said after the game that he's kind of a legend around here. I'm just curious what your perspective on that is with him.
On AJ? I like him a lot. I don't know. The word legend, I don't think I'd ever use that for anyone, but no. AJ's just like, everyone on the team respects him. He's gone through a lot, and he continues to stay positive, work hard. So for the people in the building, absolutely, he's a guy to look to for resiliency. There's no question.